you feel good about it. Because I'm happy all alone. If you feel like a homeless out. Because I'm happy all alone. Hey. Feel like happiness is the truth. Because I'm happy Monday. What happiness is to you. Because I'm happy all alone. If you feel like that's what you want to do. Here comes bad news, talking this man. Give me all you got and don't hold it back. Well, I should probably warn you, I'll be just fine. I'll be just fine. No offense to you, don't waste your time. That's right. That's why. Because I'm happy clap alone if you feel like a room without a roof. Because listen, a room without a roof. Well, yes. Welcome to Monday Motivational Moments with Marissa, and Miss BJ Martin is in the house. Yay! Happy Monday, everybody. Happy Monday. Greetings. Yes, we are happy. Yes. And I'm going to tell you, my weekend wasn't so happy. I had some stuff going on, and I just want to share it with people. Have the courage. Today, we're going to talk about the courage to change your course. Sometimes we allow things to happen in our lives only because we don't have the courage to take change or make a change or set some boundaries or, push some folks back. And so today we want to talk about that. We want to talk about the courage to change your course. And my question to the audience and to charge them is, are you going in the right direction? We're already here in January. On the Own It platform, Own It, TCS and Own It platform, we've been talking about mindset. And, what goes on in our mind and how we feel and the things that we want to do, sometimes when we begin to express them and share them with others don't feel the same way that we do, right? Yeah. And so the biggest thing is that when we have that courage to have the courage to, share with people, not worry about risk taking, we could really, really, really begin to enjoy our lives. We don't have to feel like we're confounded. And so one of the posters, one of the pictures, because I always like to refer to our resources, it says, once we become fearless, life becomes limitless. So that means like once we get past all of the things that will hold us back from succeeding, because most often we hear about people wanting, I don't know what I'm supposed to be doing. Like, what's next, right? Mm-hmm. We do a lot of that. We hear that all the time. Well, what's next for me? Well, what's next for me? Well, we should always be on point for looking out for what it is that we're meant to do, what it is that we're meant to be and become. And so, I like to do my homework. Because I know what it feels like for baby to smack your hands, and I don't want you to feel like I'm trying to tell you what to do and all that other good stuff. And so when we think about having the courage to change course, one of the biggest reasons why most people, after doing my research, and let me share, and I'll always share my links. This is everydaypower.com, and this writer, entrepreneur, educator, and founder of everydaypower.com offers 2 top reasons why people don't take risks. And you and I was just talking about this earlier. And this, let me know, do you agree or you don't agree with this? It says the number 1 risk is we don't think we're good enough, right? We don't think that we're good enough. And then the second reason, he says, we don't think we will be loved the same way or loved enough. What are you, before I go into those 2 reasons, what are your thoughts, BJ? I agree with that. I agree with that 100% because of the low self-esteem. We don't believe that we can do different things. And then if you're in an environment where your environment doesn't support open-mindedness, then you're really not going to feel that way, because you don't have a support to say that you can do this or you can do that. And as far as, not being loved, the second point was afraid of not being loved. Yes, I agree with that, because you may have family members or friends who don't
who don't understand your thought process, and when you start to do certain things, you lose certain people along the way. So I do believe that. Afraid that you're going to lose friends, and that are close to you, because you're probably going to wind up going in different directions.
Right. And so when I began to think about, and I'm going to read his reasoning behind these two reasons why people don't do it. We have spent too much time listening to our own doubts and the doubts of others. We have spent too much time focusing on the obstacles than the goal. We have spent too much time judging, evaluating, attempting to control, that we cannot get out of our own head, out of our own way. And we have forgotten that we are great enough to make it happen with passion, persistence, and faith. We forgot to believe in ourselves. And so it's so important for us to come to a place where we make the decision. And so that's what I want to charge our audience today, was to make the decision. Create a plan in which lays down every detail required for you to finish this year off strong, and finish it the way you envisioned it. And then don't give up. I'm going to tell you, there's oftentimes that we're told that we need a team. I'm going to tell you that even though I have people I partner with, I don't have a team always, because everyone's not going to always be, not going to always get your vision. They're not always going to understand your vision, and your vision isn't their value point. It's not what matters to them. What matters to them, it was what matters to them. And so at some point, I charge you folks, you're going to have to be okay with doing it alone.
Yep.
And just remember, it's your dream. It's your desire. And you are not alone. I know that as a believer, God says the whole host of heaven is with me. So I'm never alone. So based on your spirituality, whatever that is, tap into it. Tap into it, because you're going to have to go alone. Ego soar alone. People who want to do things great, they have a tendency, until they meet their tribe, they're going to have to go out. You're going to have to venture out. And you're going to have to get so sick and tired of being sick and tired of settling. I have one of my clients, she says, why settle for crumbs, right? No, you deserve what you have. Yes, you deserve the whole damn cake. We talk about that. So you deserve so much more. And when you get sick and tired of compromising and giving of yourself, and that's exactly what I went through this weekend, was just like, you know what, Marissa, you've been kind of really patient in this area. I started to cut up and cut loose. And I sure did. And I'm going to tell you, I have no regret for it. Anyone who takes someone for granted for being nice, if you're a nice person, I'm talking to you. People have a tendency, right? They have a tendency that when you're nice and you're nice for an extended period of time, they take advantage. And it's wrong for people to take advantage. And God didn't make us so that people can walk all over us. Right. He actually gave you a mouth to open up and speak, and to know your own worth, and when you need to press back, when you need to lean in, and sometimes, excuse my French, but kick some ass, right?
Yep.
Come on, you got to let them know enough is enough. It's, you are not designed for people to just walk all over. Our kindness is because we have the grace to give that to you. It's not for us to be taken advantage, but we have to understand. So number one, we have to have the audacity to believe that we are worth it, and that everything that we need, we already have.
Absolutely.
Right? We just have to have the courage.
Right.
To change courses and no longer think. That's why January, and this is the last Monday of the month, and I just charge you. I just charge you to make the decision to shift. Your mindset is critical, because as you think, there's a guy that wrote a book, As a Man Thinketh, so is he. As you think, You convince your own self, convince yourself of greatness. Just like he said, get out your own head with the negativity and the limited thinking and say, I am. Listen, when we come on and I'm playing music,
yes,
that's my theme music. I'm a superstar. So guess what? I am going to have on my theme music. And
that's right.
my sister said, girl, she said, your heels are your weapon. Oh yeah, you better believe it.
Yes.
I own it. I want you today to make the decision to own it. Own it.
I thought about the Wizard of Oz. We talk about courage and talking about the journey. How yes, you do have to do it alone. But even in the Wizard of Oz, Dorothy or the Wiz, either one.
Yeah.
She started out, alone at first, but when she kept going, she started meeting the people that she needed to meet.
Yeah, it's critical for you to show up for your destiny.
That's it.
It's critical for you to show up for your destiny. Everything that you need is not going to happen if you don't keep showing up. It's the persistence. The passion is how you value it and how you're sold out for it. That's your passion, because then you're like, oh my God, I'm so excited. Da, 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 da. That's the passion, is your value. And when you're passionate and you're sold out for it, you're going to fight for it no matter what.
That's
right? And when you're persistent, it's saying, I'm not going to give up. You're committed. Your persistence measures your commitment level. To say, yeah, you can say no all day long, right? You can say, oh, no all day long, I'm coming back. So the first one said, we don't think we're good enough. So now, once we get to that point where we know our value, what do you bring to the table? What do you bring to the table? We always suggest that everyone do a SWOT analysis. Strengths. What is your greatness? Where's your greatness line? And let's think opportunities. Where can your greatness show up and make a difference, make an impact?
Yes.
Look at those two areas first. Look at your strengths and your opportunities. And once you begin to look more at your strengths and your opportunities and not your threats, right? And your weaknesses, then I'm telling you, you got to become your own superhero. You got to get your theme song, right? We said level up is for only, right? Level up Mondays, because we got to be so happy, because joy is a weapon. Joy is a weapon of warfare. It's to say that, listen, I'm an overcomer. So joy is saying that I already have the victory. I'm already winning. I'm winning. Shining. Yeah.
Oh, yes.
All of this winning. I keep losing my mind. All of this winning. You got to start. Listen, when the camera is off, I'm still jamming like this. This is not me coming on and saying, oh, well, the show is coming on. Let me put on my show, because that's not going to last. Authenticity lasts. The truth of who you are lasts. So just own who you are. Just own who you are. So the second one says, we don't think we will be loved the same way or loved enough. Well, guess what? Who's the one who's hemmed up in that? You ain't loved anyway. Right? Because if they're not loving you, if you are around folks where you can't truly be yourself, are you really being loved?
Right.
If your love is, if the love that you are experiencing is conditioned on how you act and behave, it's conditional. That's not love. Love is unconditional. Love is patient. It's kind. It's long suffering. It's not puffed up. It's not envious. It's not jealous. It believes all things. So love is going to come in, and even if love does not get you, it will not leave you. So if I can't tell you something today to recognize what real love looks like, it is unconditional, and love will protect. Love will make sure that you are protected, that you are never made to feel vulnerable. Love will always guard and hem you in. So if that's not what you feel, then why are you hanging out with them anyway? And why are you worried about their love remaining when you become your true self? No, go be you. Because you are dying inside, and it's manifesting outside on your outward appearance, because you're trying to be around folk that they don't love you anyway. They probably don't even know what love is.
Right.
So the best
love
thing
yourself.
The best thing for you to do is to go and be free, so that you can actually have the people who do love you gain access to you.
Yep.
Because if you keep staying where you're at, you're going to keep getting what you're getting. But if you venture out, if you have the courage to change your course, and I heard this, and you can you can Google on or go to YouTube and look it up, because really what I got this from was this morning. I'm going to find the song for today because I was like, yeah, I gotta get. And then I came across TD Jakes, and TD Jakes says, shares, change, having the courage to change your course. And I was like, you know what? This is so on point. We're at the top of the year. We are at the top of the year. So it's so important for us to start the year off right, to make the decision that if people don't stay the course with us, their season and time and their season and reason for being in your life at this time, it's just up. That's all. It's just up. It's just up. And God is going to bring in, and you forging forward, because, I'm going to always, revert back to God, because that's my belief system. But, how do they say it? Destiny. So if you allow yourself to walk in your destiny, then eventually the people that are really meant to be with you, that are meant to come and be your armor guards, to hold your arms up, your arm bearers, they're gonna show up. But if you stay where you're at, you're gonna miss them. You're gonna miss them. So I know, BJ, I've been talking, so you can share your point.
No, I was just gonna say, it's time to let let those, you gotta let them go. You are gonna have to let people go. You're gonna have to let certain habits go. You're gonna have to let certain how you think go. We talk about the word, even for me, I don't say my strength, my weaknesses and my strengths. I say my lesser strengths, my greater strengths. Even with the wording, how you talk to yourself, I don't got to use the word weak, your weaks, your strengths and weaknesses. I just call them my lesser strengths. I'm a little lesser, strengthened in this area, and you're going to lose people. People are going to leave. It's nature. Everybody can't go with you, and everybody's not meant to go with you. It is what it is, and also when you're focused on your destiny, when you're on that path, there are going to be people that come along, just like on the Wizard of Oz, that the wicked witch, that are going to come along and try to deter you and distract you.
Yeah.
So just know it's not easy. It's not an easy road.
No.
But
nothing ventured, nothing gained, right? So, right, no pain, no gain. If you don't go through something. I remember when I was finishing up my master's degree, and I was getting ready to go into my PhD program, and I kept saying, wow, not that it was easy for me, but it just didn't seem like it was hard enough. You know what I mean? It's just like, it's not hard. But I tell you what, and it ain't the schoolwork that's been hard to get my PhD. But I'm going to tell you, today, I believe that I'm enough. I believe that I've earned my doctorate's degree. So there's a difference when you feel like you have earned something than when you have just been given it. The value system, how you treat it, how you deal with it, how you handle your giftings. When you have a high level of appreciation for it and humbleness, it's not a negotiable. You know that you belong at the table. You know that you've earned a position. And so I just want to read what reason 2. I want to read his reasoning behind it. And so he says, reason 2 that we don't take courage and make the change is we don't think that we will be loved the same way or loved enough. We are afraid that by making certain decisions, we will lose the approval of the people closest to us. We grow up looking for approval from parents, teachers, and friends. We grow up looking for the pat on the back. Then as adults, we do the same thing in the working place. We can become people pleasers and lose our sense of purpose in the process. We think that if we do certain things, our family, friends, coworkers will become disconnected or even think we are crazy. Yes, that might happen, especially initially. Yeah, because when I do a workshop called "Who's in Your Boardroom?" You are the
Okay.
CEO of your life. Who's in your boardroom? Who are
Mhm.
you allowing to speak to you? Because if you are a visionary person, if you have a desire to be destined for greatness, and you believe that you were put on this earth to do something, when you start telling people, they're like, girl, who you think? Look, how you say, who you think you is? Like, you know what
You
I'm saying?
think you all that, right?
Yeah, right. And who is she? And I
Right.
remember losing weight, and one of my friends said to someone, that we had in common, she said, Marissa wasn't always small like that. She made a comment. Like, it's like, oh my God, like, and the thing that's the thing that you have to just settle with yourself, and this is why I said make the decision that you're always gonna have someone, and sometimes the unfortunate part is the people that we really, really love, and the people that we
Mhm.
really, really thought would have our backs. That's the
Mhm.
hurting part, where you thought that they would have thought more of you. But guess what? Get past them. If you can move quickly past them and stop holding on and trying to beat a dead horse, stop. Stop. The minute you let go and you just move forward, there are people who want to hear from you. And they want to love on you, and they want
Mhm.
to hear about your vision, because they have their vision and they're ready
Mhm.
to share their vision. And if you find some commonality in there, where you have some strengths and you have some lesser strengths, or
Mhm.
whatever it is, and you come together, and then you start bringing you start bringing yourselves together, and you can build one another up. But if you
Yeah.
continue, I just urge you, if you continue to stay in that place, you'll never get to see all God has for you. You'll never get to see what your life could bring to you. And so, that's why I come on Monday to kind of like provoke you, right?
Mhm.
I want to push you to say, to have the audacity to believe that you could do some really, really great things with your life if you don't settle. If you don't, like my girl says, I can't wait to bring Erica on. If you don't settle for the crumbs, stop settling for the garbage. When you deserve, you deserve that feast that God promises to have in front of you.
Yes.
And so I'm going to let you like kind of make your comments, because I'm hyped up. It's Monday. Woo!
Yes. And I think about, you talk about people waiting. There are people that are waiting for you. Just know that even if you're alone in this space and you don't have the support and the encouragement, there are people that are actually out there waiting for you to do that one thing. And just think about it. You got a million people waiting for you to just decide, you know what? I'm going to write the book, or I'm going to start the show or the podcast, or I'm going to go to the gym, whatever it is. There are people that are waiting for you to do this. So you
Yep.
holding them up.
Yeah, you
You
hold
holding
it.
up 1,000 people. You holding up 1,000 people, a million people waiting for you. That's not right. That's
No,
not right.
no.
Let's
If you
go.
Yeah, if you could see the impact of your absence,
Hmm.
you would, if you could see. I remember a guy sharing with me. He, because you got folks that you can have these kind of conversations with, and then
Right.
you got folks to be like, oh, what,
Right.
like me in the Matrix, right? And so my neighbor, he was my neighbor, both, loved the Lord. And I remember, passing him one day coming out of the movie theater, and him and I were talking, and you know how they say the monkey on your back when you like you're addicted to drugs, or,
Yeah.
well, yeah, so the monkey on your back. And so he was saying, now, could you imagine if our eyes were open enough to see the monkey on regular people's backs, not just drugs, but
Hmm.
the things that they hold
Yes.
or allow to attach to them,
Yes.
that keeps them weighed down. And it's just like, so I want to charge the audience to, okay, so I said earlier, I said, make the decision. We're
Mhm.
at the top of the year, and we've already, if I could set the scene for you for the year, we're already this is the last day of the month, right? It's the last day of the
Yeah.
month.
Already.
Didn't we just do Christmas? Like, it just seems like Christmas was maybe a week or two ago,
Yes.
right? And we're already at the end of January. And so time is moving, people. And I'm not saying we are in any particular season or any particular time. All I know is you better be about your Father's business. Whatever you're supposed to be doing on this earth, no man is promised tomorrow. No man is promised tomorrow. Get on point. So you want to make the decision, right? Then if you have a vision, you want to create a plan for that vision. What are the most important things and what are the details of that plan that are required in order for you to achieve it, to complete it, right? So you want to do that. Then you want to make another decision to never give up. That no matter what happens in this year, the setbacks, because setbacks, obstacles, negativity, low emotions, high emotions, they're going to be throughout the year. In fact, they're just going to be throughout your life. The scripture says, in this life you will have tribulations, but be of good cheer, for I've overcome the world, even the world. So we're already warned that, this is going to be a challenge. But is that for you to give up? Or is it greater for you to press through the mess to get to God's best? So then I want to give you some bonus points. Be awakened. Don't walk away just aimlessly. Be awakened. Start assessing. Assess your environment. Assess the people around you, the energy. Become more aware of what triggers you, what makes you tick, what ticks you off. Begin to understand your boundaries, your limitations, like what you need to make sure that you have in place in order for you to always be in a position to succeed, right? So assess your support system and don't worry about being alone. Get past learn how to have fun with yourself. Like
absolutely.
Me, crazy me. I be jamming in here. I make sure if I'm watching something and in my spirit, the show is just not resonating with me, it's like, I can't watch that. I'm turning it off. I need to shift. Be sensitive to the things that are entering in your mind, your body, your spirit, and the words that are being said to you and the energy that you're creating and the atmosphere that you're creating around you. You can do this thing. And I want you to finish strong. And I want you to be courageous. I want you to have the courage to change course. So if I charge you, are you going in the right direction right now, audience? Are you going in the right direction? And if you're not going in the right direction, we want to charge you to have the courage to change courses. Because at the end of the day, when you do, it'll benefit you. It'll benefit you. You'll feel much better about your decision. It may not be easy at first, but once you get on the other side of victory, I'm telling you,
there's no going back.
There's no going back. There's no going back. So what you want to say? We got to get out of here. Our 30 minutes is up. And we were only going to do 15. But this needed to be said. 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 We need to get fired up, people. Come on, get some energy. Come on.
Let's go. Let's go.
And I'm going to tell you, for anybody watching, yeah, my back still hurts, but guess what? I'm still going to move. Okay, I'm still going to move. I'm going to have a funky good time. Jeffrey, we thank you so much for chiming in with us today and making your comments throughout our session. Really appreciate you. Yeah, Tiffany is in the house. Yeah, we got to change course. It's a beautiful thing when we take the time to go in a direction that we really want to go in. Stop holding yourself back from living. Live. If we don't see it enough, you need to be liberated to live the life you desire. Don't be messing up other folks in there. Don't be messing with people. We're not trying to tell you to mess with people, but we are saying to you, live your life. Don't be afraid of folks. If they shake off, if they drop when you move and they shake, they weren't meant to stay on you anyway.
That's it.
So you got closing thoughts, BJ?
Yeah, I'm thinking about the butterfly, the cocoon process. Once it goes in the cocoon process, there's no going back. It's not stopping. Once it's the caterpillar going to the cocoon, that's it. The next step is the butterfly. It's no going back. It's no, what's it going to do? Just stop the process? No.
Don't look back at 2021. We in 2022.
That's right.
So do what you got to do in 2022. That's right.
We all deserve to be beautiful butterflies.
Yes, come on. Ego soar alone. So we are out of here, ladies and gentlemen. Have a favored, prosperous week. Live it up. make comments here. We can always come back and look at comments later. We just want to thank you for those of you who chimed in. But we are out of here. Listen, we are out of here. We got to do what we got to do.
Yes.
It might seem crazy what I'm about to say. Sunshine, she's here. You can take a break.